All right, so
welcome to the GB3 dungeon.
Yeah,
the GB3 dungeon.
We just got done doing a podcast, myself and George, about meditating the other day, and he talked about his ice bath meditation. So we're gonna try that out today and experience that. So George is gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and everybody here is gonna do it. Not quite, but as you can see, we got two 20-pound bags of ice. We're going to create some icebergs and we're going to do some meditation, but I'll let George take over and explain what's going on.
So, cool thing about ice is that it causes a reaction to not just the body, but the mind also. It helps with understanding, like the governor, how to control your central nervous system and how to actually create emotions without a reaction. So a lot of times what happens is people get in here and they'll go and freak out, spike their central nervous system into a sympathetic state. The goal is to be able to get you into this and be able to control that central nervous system and keep you in a parasympathetic state, which is a rest and recovery. Most of the times what happens is that first initial shock spikes it, but then once you understand how to control it with the breath, it's going to go ahead and lower you down into a parasympathetic state. So real quick, the inhale initiates and activates the sympathetic state. The exhale activates the parasympathetic state, which the vagus nerve is. So what we do here, and I love using this, is because it helps strengthen the vagus nerve and helps strengthen the parasympathetic state. So you understand how to go from, when we talk about meditating, how we come out of this into this active state, into this calm state. The same thing happens here. And you'll notice it too, a lot of times what happens is when you like exhale, you'll start feeling the cold in your body. And then when you inhale, you'll warm up a little bit and you hold your breath, you'll end up being able to warm up as you can. Again, I'm not asking you to sit there and hold your breath where you can't like breathe, but what I want you to do is hold your breath, you know, and when you feel that first urgency to breathe, exhale, and then bring it back in. And as you'll notice, a couple breathing protocols we can do is we can do the Wim Hof method, which is a superventilation, which creates a lot of oxygen in the system. At the same time, though, it creates a lot of acidity in the system. Yeah. So acidity is not always a good thing. We need to go ahead and expel it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do with you today, I don't want to put you into a sympathetic state. Yeah. Negative. I'm not going to have you do that. So the first breathing protocol that we're going to go into once you get into it is I'm going to have you focus for at least a minute to 2 minutes of just, once you get in there, dunk yourself all the way in and come back out. What I want you to do is focus on a slow inhale and a long exhale. So think about it. So for everyone watching, if you want to do like a 3-second inhale, then you want to multiply that by 2. So it'll be a 6-second exhale. I've gone all the way up to where I've been in here before to where I can get into like a 10 to a 20-second inhale and then exhale for almost 40 seconds. Oh, and the way you do that is just by controlling your diaphragm and really slowing the breath down. That's all you're really doing. So it really makes you become more present at that time and moment of what you're doing to really keep you in that physiology, or keep you in that state of real parasympathetic.
So since we're trying to do that, so should I start out just immediately trying to get that long inhale, long exhale?
Yeah, so the first thing you need to do, once you get in, you need to go straight into a long inhale and a long exhale. And I'll demonstrate for you. I'll get in right here in a minute. And again, like I said, this is, you can feel it now, kind of warmed up a little bit. Put another thing of ice in there. But you'll see what happens is it's totally warm. Yeah, that's why you gotta put more ice. But the crazy thing about this too is it teaches resiliency, right? And your body needs resiliency also.
Oh, it's huge.
It's huge, right? So it's funny, ever since I started doing cold exposure work, not only has it increased like my immune system and now I'm sick or whatever else, but I noticed that I can actually be outside when it's a little bit colder than normal and be fine in a pair of shorts and a tank top.
Benefits? Yeah.
So those are a lot of those things that we can really see for it. So I'm just going to put this over here.
Who would have thought if you don't like the cold, this is the answer to help cure that? It's cold.
So for beginners who are like, the way you can approach this with cold exposure is, a lot of times what happens is this can cause a sympathetic response and can cause you to go into a fight or flight. That is not the case that we're trying to do here. So for beginners who are trying to get into cold water, cold exposure work, start in the shower first. And literally, the thing that you can do is literally get in the shower and turn the shower to cold. Once you get in it, focus on 5 to 10 long inhales, long exhales. Yeah. Take away your mind from the cold, take your mind to the breath. And when you focus on that, it's going to help with like, oh, okay, cool, I forgot that I'm in this cold. Again, 10 breaths, you're perfectly fine. That's all we need. And then get out. I mean, if I don't get in here in the mornings, if I don't come in here in the mornings like I used to do it 5 days in a row. Now I do it 3 days in a row. or 3 days throughout the week, I use my shower now, and I just jump in there and I'll shower in the mornings all the time, cold. But my first initial reaction is 10 to 20 long inhales, exhales to really keep myself in a very parasynthetic state, so I can get back to what I'm doing. So I can demonstrate, show you what it looks like. I'll go ahead and not get in. I'm not going to sit there and go into a full one. I just want to show you, like, hey, look, this is how cold it is. Yeah. It's warming up right now too, so we might get another bag of ice. That's not over here. So, layers, but thank you. Get in real quick, and this cool thing too is I'll go ahead and sometimes, like, I won't even, hey baby, what I'll end up doing sometimes is I'll get in and get out and let my body dry myself. So I'll let my body internally warm itself up, because that's what our bodies are meant to do. So I'll jump in real quick, show you, hey, a couple of deep breaths, I'll get out, and then I'll have you go into it. So, cool. Woo, it's shirtless dudes time.
It's getting hot in here.
It's not even,
let's cool off.
So what you want to do first, you're going to go ahead, you're going to just dunk yourself all the way in.
Okay. I'm noticing he's got very similar hand placement to me when I meditate. He's got like a, definitely position his hands good too.
And about like 7 to 8 breaths in, your body starts to realize it's really cold. If you hear me right now stuttering,
yeah,
I'm taking my mind away from me, but my body's in that motion right now of like, it's a little cold, so what I want to do now is warm it up. So it's a... And I'll hold my breath on the backside of that exhale to really kind of increase sympathetic state to help with warming up. So you're done with. So I don't have a towel on me. I'm gonna be able to warm up on my own. So for you, when you get in, control the breath.
Yeah.
Focus on the breath. Right? It's gonna. So, ready for it?
All right.
Ready for it?
This is Daniel Barbarian. We're about to get our meditation on. Okay.
If you want, you can close your eyes
Yeah.
to get deep into it,
Okay.
and we'll be as quiet as possible for it.
Cool. Are you ready?
Control. So if you notice right now, he's not all the way in, but it's good though, especially for his first time. He's letting himself control and really get himself into that state.
So do like 5 to 7 sets of a long inhale and then a max breath hold with your eyes closed. And just let your breath, let your mind drift away. You can see the state changing, like legitimately changing. Steve.
It almost just feels like normal now. Like
Yeah.
I'm just. Like the cold water doesn't even.
Yeah, the cold water doesn't
even
yeah.
exist. Like.
Yeah, I know. What's up, dude?
That was cool.
Yeah, dude. And like, I was sitting here sometimes 10,
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes.
I feel like I could stay in here for like probably 20, 30 more minutes.
Yeah, so like sometimes we can put, I usually 2 bites of ice if it gets up there.
Yeah. And as I'm like talking now and stuff, now I'm becoming more aware. Like it's getting colder.
It's getting colder.
It's getting colder as I'm like starting to talk and like become more aware of it. But as I was letting myself go, it's just like the water wasn't even cold at all. Like.
Yeah.
That was cool. What I was noticing also is like it went on. Again, it felt like easier to hold that breath and like and take it in longer. Like it was just
like your breath hold was like longer every single time.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I've done this in sauna work. I've done this in heat exposure work in the sauna, and like that's what made me really when we talked about the podcast. We talked about like, okay, cool. Like I was able to realize how slow time was because of all of that. And like this too, you hold your breath, and you're just like, all right, cool. And you realize your body naturally is like, all right, I have enough oxygen in my system to chill.
Yeah.
I'm safe. I'm okay. And you can see like your state and your mood change right away.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh wow. It's your first time doing cold exposure work too, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've always jumped in cold stuff, but, but this is the first time, like,
immerging yourself.
Trying to do it, like that. But, well, that was really cool. I look forward to like doing some more of this, and I'm gonna shoot some more vlogs and show like some progression. I'm gonna have to pick one of these up, and
it's like $89, dude.
Get on George's level. So
thanks, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for showing me this.
Oh, yeah, thanks for letting me
experience.
Letting me experience it with you.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Cool.